You want to maximize muscle growth? Here are the 4 concepts that I found that I needed to crush plateaus, stay consistent, and hit my goals when it comes to this weight loss journey and gaining muscle along the way. Now, keep in mind, you need to pair these concepts with proper nutrition and recovery because that's what completes the gains. But these 4 concepts for training specifically have really been helpful for me on my weight loss journey to make sure that I'm not just going through the motions, in that I'm actually seeing progress and applying myself in the gym. By the way, I'm Mike. I'm a fat guy trying to not be fat anymore by making lifestyle changes. First things first, let's understand why you need to implement the right concepts for optimal muscle growth. Imagine you're building a building, let's say a house, and you've got all the necessary materials that you need, like, bricks, cement, steel beams, 2x4s, whatever. You got it all, and now you just need to build the house. But let's say instead of having any plans, you just start randomly placing materials wherever they may fall. You put this there, that over there, no idea, you're just putting things together because you just build the house. If you do this, what do you think will happen? Well, the house is going to look terrible if you even actually complete it. It's going to look wonky, unstable. You're definitely not going to get the permits you need to move in. And this is what happens when you don't have a blueprint or a plan, or at least have any idea what you're doing. And the same principle here applies to your workouts, and especially my workouts and my muscle growth strategy. I want to build strong, well-defined muscles, so it's important to implement the right concepts and plan during my workout and make sure I'm executing well. Again, it's like having that blueprint for the house. It's just a well thought out plan when it comes to my muscles and time in the gym. And a quick muscle concept. So when we work out, you are actually essentially breaking down muscle fibers, and much like the analogy of building a house, well, actually this is more, let's say, a remodel of a house. Let's say you're remodeling the kitchen. You're not just going to put another refrigerator in front of the old refrigerator or another kitchen sink on top of the old kitchen sink. You're going to take out the old stuff to rebuild and make better than it was before. Same idea. Your body is not so much demolishing your muscles, but it's making small adjustments, small tears, so then it builds back stronger than before. Now, a key thing to remember here is stronger, bigger, better than before is it needs to have a reason to do that. But with that said, let's move on to the concepts, specifically, again, those 4 concepts that have been crucial for me so far in my weight loss journey. Number 1 is focus during the exercise. Shoot, focus at the gym. Probably just could just be called focus, because it's been so important for me to take the time to develop that skill of focus in the gym, especially because it's been a while since I've been to the gym consistently. Concentration and intentionality are key to developing a strong mind-muscle connection. By truly engaging your muscles and visualizing the movement, you can enhance your muscle activation and get the most out of every rep. And this one's kind of crazy in practical uses, like I get such a better workout when I'm actually thinking about doing the exercise. If I just go through the motions, I know I don't get as good of a workout in. Now, moving on to concept number 2, which is achieving a full range of motion. Why is a full range of motion important, you may ask? Well, think of your muscles as a rubber band. When you stretch that rubber band to its fullest extent, it's tight, ready to snap back with power. And very similarly, your muscles apply the same principle. When you perform an exercise through its complete range of motion, you're stretching more and activating more of those muscle fibers. It's like extending that rubber band to its limit. Much the same idea as recruiting more of those muscle fibers to join in with the exercise. With doing full range of motion, it leads to greater tension in the muscle, which is a key ingredient for your muscle to grow and, get better. In practical terms, imagine you're doing a squat, and if you only go down halfway, then you come back up, you're missing out on engaging a whole bunch of muscle fibers in your legs and glutes. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to leave gains like that on the table. So on the other hand, what you could do is go down all the way until your thighs are parallel with the ground, and that way you're activating a whole army of muscle fibers, creating more tension, and of course, leading to greater gains and strength. Next up, we have concept number 3, which is all about incorporating a slower eccentric movement. The eccentric phase of an exercise is when the muscle lengthens under tension, or it also has been called the negative part of an exercise. Let's say you're doing push-ups. During the eccentric phase, when you're lowering your body towards the ground, this is where, the eccentric, the negative, the down part, not the hard part, which is the positive, the push. But in that push-up, when you lower yourself to the ground slowly and controlled, you feel the burn more and you make every rep count. And when you do it this way, you're maximizing the time your muscle spends under tension, which stimulates more muscle fibers as well and promotes greater muscle growth. Slower eccentric movements also lead to what's called hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is just a fancy word that basically means increasing the size of your muscles. It actually has much more depth than that, but for the sake of this very short video, when you slow down the lowering portion of an exercise, you create more micro damage to the muscle fibers. And it's like these little tears in the fabric of your muscle, which again, the cool part is when you create those tears, your body rebuilds them bigger and stronger than before. Other things that help your muscles rebuild bigger and stronger than before is hitting that like button and subscribing to Weight Warriors. All right, now you've done that, let's dive into concept number 4, which is prioritizing form, aka technique. This one is the backbone of effective and safe workouts. It's all about getting your technique right to target the right muscle groups, and that way you keep yourself injury free. By prioritizing form, you're aligning your body and engaging the right muscles for each exercise. This targeted approach is like putting a spotlight on the muscles that you want to work on for that exercise. You're making sure that they're the ones doing the heavy lifting and not letting the other muscles compensate or take over, like, your lower back. Let's take the squat as an example. When I do a squat with proper form, I'm focusing on keeping my back straight, my knees aligned with my toes, and lowering my hips to an appropriate depth. This way, I'm effectively targeting the quads, hamstrings, and glutes, which are really the muscles that are doing the work for this compound lift. Unfortunately, when form is compromised, you're not only missing out on the muscle building benefits of the exercise, but you're also increasing the likelihood of straining or injuring yourself. So don't sacrifice form. Don't do it to lift heavier weights. Don't do it to get more reps. Just don't do it. Now, I know I said I was only going to do 4 concepts, but you know what? There's a 5th bonus concept, which is probably actually more important than all of them, which is called progressive overload. Now, this concept is like leveling up in a video game. It's all about gradually increasing the challenges that you throw at your muscles. This pushes them to adapt and grow stronger each week, step by step, slowly but surely. Now, if we talk about the video game analogy here, it's like as you progress through the levels, the enemies become tougher and you usually have some sort of upgrades to your armor or something along the way. The same principle applies to weightlifting and, well, a lot of stuff in life, but you want to progressively make it more challenging on yourself, so you progressively improve and make yourself better. Same idea. Progressive overload means gradually increasing the demands on your muscles over time. It's like turning up that difficulty level, but now it's for your workouts. And this can be done in a few different ways. The first one is you can increase the weight that you're lifting by adding extra plates to the barbell or grabbing heavier dumbbells. You're challenging your muscles with more resistance. You're forcing them to adapt and grow stronger to handle that increased amount of load. The second way you can increase that demand is by increasing the number of repetitions, reps. By pushing yourself to do more reps with proper form, of course, you're increasing the total workload on your muscles, which is stimulating them to, of course, grow. Then the third way that you could do is you can increase the number of sets, which, keeping reps short, you can just do more sets. By performing additional sets of the exercise, you're extending the total time your muscles spend under tension, which is providing a greater stimulus for growth. And what I need to remind myself is if I keep doing the same workout over and over again with the same weights, the same reps, the muscles are going to plateau. I'm going to get to a point where I'm not going to see progress anymore. Because really, I shouldn't expect progress to still come if I'm not giving my muscles a reason to grow. But by implementing progressive overload, you're consistently introducing new challenges and pushing your muscles to keep growing, keeping your muscles on their toes, forcing them to take it step by step to reach new heights. Remember though, progressive overload should be implemented gradually, and I can't say this enough, safely. It's important to listen to your body and progress at a pace that suits you, and you really don't want to rush this and create any sort of risk for injury. Applying these concepts to your workouts consistently can unlock a new world of gains. So remember to stay focused, stay intentional, and stay committed to reaching your fitness goals.